What is a myth that is debunked many times, but people still believe? Some of these can actually be pretty useful or shocking, so stick around. One big myth that just won't die is the idea that we only use 10% of our brains. It's been debunked countless times by neuroscientists, but people still repeat it. In reality, we use pretty much all parts of our brain, even while doing simple tasks. I absolutely cannot process the fact that there is no evidence high amounts of sugar can induce brief periods of hyperactivity in kids. Peeing on a jellyfish sting isn't even slightly beneficial. That joining a multi-level marketing scheme means you own a business. That if you shave your legs or whatever, your hair grows back thicker and stronger. Not true at all. That daddy long legs are the most poisonous spider in the world, but their fangs are too short to bite humans. I love it because every single statement in the sentence is wrong, but tens, if not hundreds, of millions of people not only believe it, but think it's common knowledge. Dominance theory in dog training. The guy who promoted it debunked it himself, and still people alpha roll their dogs. Reply, sorta related, the whole idea of alpha of the pack. 1. Scientist studies captive wolves and extrapolates it out to wild populations. That would be like aliens turning up, and instead of studying regular family units, they look at a male prison and assume all of human society was like that. 2. Scientist writes book on subject, sells a ton. 3. Scientist eventually realizes his mistake and tried to have the book recalled. 4. Publisher is like, no. We don't care if it's misinformation, the book is selling too well. In the wild, a pack of wolves is basically just a family. You'll have the dad and mom, so-called alpha male and female, then one of two generations of teenagers, and also the most recent pups. Once the teens get old enough, they'll leave to look for a mate to start their own pack with. That vaccines cause autism. Reply, this isn't just a myth, it's a total fiction made up by now ex-Dr. Andrew Jeremy Wakefield and is still costing people their lives 25 years later. This guy should actually be in jail, in my opinion. Average person in the Middle Ages would just drop dead at 40. Knuckle cracking causes arthritis. Cutting taxes on the wealthy stimulates the economy. It's been shown repeatedly that poorer people immediately pump money back into the economy when they get tax relief/stimulus, whereas wealthy people simply hoard more wealth. If a woman has multiple sex partners, her vagina will become loose. As someone who has a vagina, this one's always hard not to laugh at. Mothers used to tell their kids not to go outside when your hair is wet or you might get sick. That white cars are safer. It was started by dealerships because white paint is slightly cheaper. If it were about safety in all conditions, cars would be high-vis colors. That the Great Wall of China is the only man-made structure visible from space. Absolute nonsense. The guy who took the Loch Ness photo admitted like 20 years ago that it was fake, they used an old toy. He told people to their faces, and people still believe in it apparently. Dogs see in black and white. Takes 7 years to digest swallowed chewing gum. Blood is blue in your body. Oh man. Korea and their fans. An extremely surprising amount of people in Korea believe that if you sleep with your fan on, it will chop up the oxygen molecules and you will suffocate. When I say a surprising number of people, I don't mean like people in America with the moon landing or things like that. It's a genuine fear for a lot of people. Parents will get angry at their children for doing this. Left-brained people are more logical and right-brained people are more creative. Liars will avert their eyes from you. The truth is that liars are more likely to look you in the eye than a person who's honest. Actually, pretty much everything we believe about lying is wrong. People are horrible lie detectors, and what we're trained to look for, outside of law enforcement, tends to be factually wrong. The belief that if the Earth were just 10 feet closer or farther to or from the Sun, it would be uninhabitable. Also, the belief that climbing a 10-foot ladder and not burning up would disprove this. 2 theories. One is that the tongue tastes different flavors on the different sides of the tongue. Another is that about the thing about blood type being relevant to your personality. Napoleon's height. He was actually average height for his time. That Einstein had average scores on his tests in high school. He had a score of 6 on most of the subjects, which for Germany of that time was the highest score. Reply: these rumors happened even when he was still alive. When being shown an article about it, he responded, I never failed in mathematics. Before I was 15, I had mastered differential and integral calculus. That you have to wait 24 hours before you can report a missing person. If someone is missing, go get help. If an HIV-positive person has sex with another HIV-positive person, they don't have to worry about protection. They do, because there are 140 different strains of the HIV/AIDS virus, and getting infected with another strain, especially a potentially deadlier one, could be dangerous. Also, pregnancy is still a very big risk for HIV-positive women. If you are considering a sexual relationship, get tested, and talk to your doctor about birth control. I was adamantly told by some seniors at work not to drink the water that boiled twice because it cooks the oxygen out of it. Reply: what is with seniors and water that's been boiled twice? My grandmother used to say that it would make the water radioactive. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that a woman that had been a chemist her entire working life believed this. Though I've heard others who grew up in the Soviet Union, like my grandmother, echo this, so perhaps it's some silly propaganda that stuck. That you can reduce fat from a particular body part. Bulls hate red. They are actually colorblind and are reacting to the movement of the cloth and the asshole behind it. If you've listened so far, then it might indicate that you're a Reddit listener. Subscribe to our channel for more. Don't forget to like and comment.